Now, on top of using the scripts that come with Nmap, and as we've seen, there are some scripts that do very detailed things and extract a lot of very relevant information for you. On top of those, you can write your own. So we're going to take a look here at a script that I wrote some time ago just for the purposes of demonstration. It doesn't do anything very exciting, but you can see that you can write your own, and it's actually pretty easy to do. What I did was I took some scripts that already existed and cobbled together my own to do something. And it's really fairly easy to go in. And if you know scripting or programming languages at all, you should be able to find scripts that do something that's similar to what you want to do. And you may be able to just cobble those up and edit them around so that you've got a script that does something very specific for you. What we've got here is a script that's going to connect to a UDP server and then determine if there's anything there. And in this case, I've got a very simple Python script that's running on a particular port. And in this case, what we are looking for is port 9876. So basically, we set a rule here saying if 9876 comes back as open, open filtered, or filtered, as we are doing the UDP scan, we should get that. What this does is it tells the scripting engine, hey, if you see something that has port 9876, that should come to me. Now, we specify a function. We then say that we are going to send a UDP payload. So we're going to send a UDP payload doing a new UDP socket, and then we're going to just set the timeout. Don't really care what the timeout actually happens to be, but then we're going to connect to port 9876. And if we don't get a status back, then we're just going to return. If we do get a status, then we're going to send our payload. And the payload is going to go to the server. And again, we're going to check to see if we got something back. If we didn't get anything back, then we are going to just quit. If we did get something back, then we're going to close out the socket and we're going to return the data. And if we get all the way to this point, we've actually got something that has responded. Again, this doesn't do anything particularly fancy or exciting here. But what we can also do is we can make sure that not only do we send the data when we connect, we can also check to see what it does. So we're going to say our payload is hello, and we're going to send that payload off. Then we get the response back, which is what we sent back to this function here. We're going to see whether it equals hello in all capital letters. If we get that back, because what we've done is we've sent hello, and the script that I wrote up just capitalizes everything and sends it back. If we found that we've got a server that capitalizes our payload and sends it back, then we have found our server. So in this case, what I'm going to do in order to run that is I'm going to do a UDP scan, and I'm just going to say ports 9870 through, let's say, 9880. And then I'm going to say script UDP test.nse. And then my target is going to be 192.168.86.23. In this case, we've got a lot of closed ports because we specified the ports. And so we specified exactly what ports we want. Nmap is telling us that those ports were closed, except we did find one that was open. And we get the response back saying, found our server, which of course is the message that we sent back. We return a string that says found our server, and then that's what Nmap prints out. Whatever string you return, Nmap is going to print that back out when the script runs if we actually get success. And of course, we did get success here, so that's what we saw. Again, this is just a very simple demonstration of using the scripting engine to develop a script for Nmap. There are a lot of scripts that come with Nmap. You can find them. They are typically going to have the .nse extension, so you can locate those, and reading through them, you may be able to pull together something that actually does a particular function that you are looking for a particular service that may be homegrown on the target network. And so you can use the script to maybe extract additional information from that service.